Have you ever found yourself asking, should I even flirt with younger women? Maybe you've hesitated, unsure if it's appropriate, unsure how to do it right, or afraid you'll come across the wrong way. Well, here's the truth most men never realize. When done with confidence, class, and emotional intelligence, flirting across an age gap doesn't just work, it becomes magnetic. So let me ask you this, gentlemen. Are you an older guy who sometimes feels overwhelmed or unsure when it comes to engaging with younger women? Don't worry, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into something that'll change the way you see attraction forever. The best flirting techniques that actually resonate with younger women. And believe me, this is something you won't want to miss, because it's not about chasing. It's not about pretending to be younger. It's about owning your maturity and using it as quiet confidence that draws her in like gravity. Remember, gentlemen, it's all about playing your cards right. Age? That's just a number. What really matters is the energy you bring into the interaction. So sit back, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to become that intriguing, charismatic older man that younger women find irresistibly attractive. 1. Don't come on too strong. The power of subtlety. Let's start with something simple, yet crucial. How often have you found yourself in a situation where you might have unintentionally come off a little too strong? It's easy to do, especially when attraction and excitement take over. But here's where most men slip up. They try too hard to prove they're interesting, instead of showing it through calm confidence. Experts in social psychology often emphasize this one golden rule. When there's an age difference in play, subtlety becomes your secret weapon. Because younger women, especially the emotionally intelligent ones, are drawn to mystery, not overexposure. When you leave space for curiosity, she leans in. She starts wondering, who is this man? And why does he seem so grounded? Think of it like this. Attraction is built not by over-talking, but by under-revealing. You create tension not by chasing, but by holding your ground. So when you're trying to woo a younger woman, keep things light, be playful, be intriguing, and most importantly, leave her wanting more. Draw her in, but never flood her with attention. Because in a world where everyone's trying to impress her, the man who doesn't need to stands out the most. 2. Understand what draws her toward you. The hidden advantage of maturity. Now think about this for a second. What makes you captivating to a younger woman? Is it your looks, your status, your charm? Not exactly. See, studies show that younger women are often drawn to emotional stability, wisdom, and confidence, qualities that usually deepen with age. So when you interact with her, share stories that reflect who you are, your experiences, your insights, your lessons learned. You're not just an older guy. You're a man who's lived, a man who's seen, felt, and evolved. Let her see that. Let her feel the grounded energy that comes from a life well lived. Because here's what most men don't understand. Younger women aren't always chasing youth. They're chasing security, presence, and emotional depth. You don't have to compete with the 25-year-old guys who think louder is better. You win by being quietly unshakable. The man who listens more than he talks. The man who smiles, pauses, and observes. The man who doesn't rush, but makes every moment count. That's your edge. That's your psychological advantage. 3. Show interest without saying it. The silent power of body language. All right, gentlemen. On to the next crucial step. How do you let her know you're interested without ever saying it outright? Because sometimes showing is far more powerful than telling. Your nonverbal cues, your smile, your posture, your eye contact speak volumes before your words ever do. Psychologists call this the language of silent attraction. Think about it. Have you ever locked eyes with someone across the room and felt that magnetic pull? That's not coincidence. That's energy exchange. And when you're an older man who carries himself with calm composure, that energy becomes irresistible. So be attentive. Maintain eye contact, but not in a way that feels invasive. Let it linger just long enough for her to feel your confidence. A subtle smile, a small lean in when she speaks, a moment of quiet focus. These tiny cues create tension that words can never match. And remember, younger women today are experts at reading energy. They pick up on your vibe faster than your words. So make sure your body language says, I'm grounded, I'm listening, I'm not here to impress you, I'm here to connect with you. That's what pulls her in. Not a flashy line, not forced charm, just the kind of masculine stillness that feels safe, steady, and powerful. 4. The magic of genuine compliments, depth over surface. Now, here's something to really think about. When was the last time you gave a compliment that was genuinely heartfelt? See, complimenting a woman can be tricky, too generic and it feels empty, too forward and it feels forced. But when done right, it can become one of the most potent tools in your flirting arsenal. Psychologists have long studied this. They found that authentic compliments, the kind that highlight a woman's personality, energy, or intelligence, create far deeper emotional bonds than surface-level flattery. So don't just say, "You're beautiful." Say, "I like the way your mind works." Or, "You have this calm energy that's hard to find these days." You see the difference? One targets her looks, the other targets her essence. And that's what younger women crave from mature men. Depth. They want to feel seen, not just looked at. So when you compliment her, let it come from genuine observation. Notice the way she lights up when she talks about something she loves. Appreciate her humor, her curiosity, her kindness. Because when you do that, when your compliment reflects her soul instead of her surface, you create connection. And connection is the true currency of attraction. Remember, gentlemen, it's not about charm, it's about sincerity. 5. Create memorable experiences. Shared moments build desire. Gentlemen, have you ever wondered what really makes a date unforgettable? It's not the expensive restaurant. It's not the perfect outfit. It's the shared experience, the laughter, the emotion, the memory that lingers. Studies highlight something fascinating. Younger women often value spontaneity and adventure more than material things. They remember how you made them feel, not what you bought them. So instead of planning a typical dinner or movie, try something that brings out both of your personalities. A walk by the ocean, a cooking class, an open mic night, or even a fun little road trip to nowhere. When she laughs with you, genuinely, freely, her guard drops. When she sees that you can enjoy the moment without needing to prove anything, she feels safe. And that's when the real connection begins. Show her your youthful side. Not by acting young, but by showing curiosity, humor, and passion for life. Let her see that your maturity doesn't make you boring. It makes you more alive. Because the truth is, what we remember most in life aren't the perfect plans, but the imperfect moments that made us feel something real. 6. Thoughtful gifts over expensive ones. The psychology of meaning. Now let's talk about something many men misunderstand. Gifting. Have you ever wondered whether it's the cost of a gift that matters, or the thought behind it? Here's the truth. Younger women, especially the ones who value emotional depth, can sense the intention behind every gesture. It's not about flashing wealth, it's about showing understanding. Experts agree, it's never the price tag that moves her. It's your ability to notice what makes her unique. A small, thoughtful gesture. A book she mentioned once, a playlist that reminds you of her mood, or even a handwritten note, says more than a $1,000 bracelet ever could. Because when a man takes the time to listen and personalize, it tells her, I see you, I pay attention. You're not just another woman, you're you. That's rare. That's what creates emotional value. So next time you think of giving, don't think big. Think specific. What reflects her personality? What ties into a memory you shared? A carefully chosen present, even if it's modest, shows emotional intelligence and attentiveness. Remember, gentlemen, it's not the amount of money that touches her heart. It's the amount of thought you put into it. 7. The power of tactile connection. How and when to touch now. Let's move into a sensitive, true but powerful topic, touch. Touch, when used the right way, can speak a language that words simply can't. It's one of the most primal, instinctive forms of connection we have. But here's where so many men get it wrong. They rush it. They treat touch like a shortcut to attraction instead of a symbol of it. Psychologists often talk about something called the touch barrier. It's an invisible line, one that, when crossed too early, can feel invasive, but when crossed with awareness and consent, can ignite chemistry. Start with warmth, not intensity. A gentle touch on her arm while laughing at something funny. A soft hand on her back when walking through a crowd. A warm, friendly hug when greeting her. That's often all it takes. These micro moments of physical presence send a clear message. You're confident enough to connect, yet respectful enough to wait for her comfort. Touch, when done right, builds anticipation. It doesn't rush the moment. It deepens it. Because attraction is not about taking space. It's about inviting it. So remember this. When your touch feels safe, she'll naturally want more of it. 8. Buying drinks. The gentleman's gesture with a deeper meaning. Let's talk about a classic move, buying her a drink. Seems simple, right? But there's psychology behind it. According to social behavior experts, this small gesture represents something larger: your willingness to invest, your generosity, and your leadership energy. But there's a fine line. Don't just hand her a drink and walk away. Invite her participation. Ask her what she likes instead of deciding for her. That small act of consideration tells her, I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to understand you. And that tone of mutual respect is incredibly attractive. It separates the man who just wants attention from the man who commands it naturally. So the next time you're out, offer that drink like a confident gentleman, but back it up with meaningful conversation, not performance. Because when your actions say, I respect your preferences, you don't just buy her a drink, you buy her trust. 9. Keep things lighthearted. The hidden power of humor. Now, gentlemen, this part is critical. Don't forget to laugh. Have you ever noticed how humor can instantly change the energy of a room? How one shared laugh can dissolve tension, open hearts, and make everything feel effortless. Experts agree. Humor is one of the most powerful tools in attraction. It builds connection faster than compliments or small talk ever can. And here's the beauty of it. You don't have to be a comedian. You just have to be yourself. Relaxed, playful, comfortable in your own skin. A witty observation, a funny story, a bit of self-deprecating charm. These make her feel safe and seen. They show you're confident enough not to take yourself too seriously. Remember, when a younger woman laughs around you, she's letting her guard down. And when she feels emotionally safe, attraction grows naturally. So don't chase the perfect line. Chase the moment of connection. Because laughter isn't just sound. It's chemistry. 10. Talk to her about what's important to her. The secret to emotional connection. Now, think about this. How does it feel when someone genuinely listens to you, not to reply, but to understand? That feeling, that warmth, that rare sense of being heard is exactly what younger women crave when they connect with older men. Relationship psychologists emphasize something powerful. When you engage with her about her passions, dreams, and struggles, you tap into her emotional world. You show her that you're not just a man of words, you're a man of depth. So don't make every conversation about you. Ask about her hobbies, her creative goals, her plans, her experiences, and truly listen. Let your curiosity reveal your care. When she realizes that you remember small details, her favorite book, the cafe she mentioned last week, or her childhood dream, it sparks emotional intimacy. Because in a world full of distractions, the man who listens is unforgettable. Talk less about your achievements and more about her aspirations. That's how you make her feel emotionally safe. And that safety is the foundation of attraction that lasts. 11. Get to know her friends. The social psychology of trust. Here's something most men overlook. Her friends are not just her company. They're her emotional mirror. Have you ever thought about what it means to meet a younger woman's circle? Experts say that showing interest in her friends does something subtle yet profound. It communicates long-term intent. When you show respect to her support system, you're telling her, "I want to be part of your world, not just a visitor in it." But there's a balance. Don't try to impress her friends. Connect with them. Ask light, friendly questions. Make them laugh. Show genuine curiosity. When her friends like you, they become your silent advocates, reinforcing that you're someone she can trust. Because at the end of the day, attraction grows faster when the people around her feel comfortable with you. And for women, social validation often equals emotional reassurance. Remember, gentlemen, when you respect her tribe, she'll start to see you as someone who could belong in her life, not just her weekend. 12. Do fun things together. The bonding power of shared joy. Now, let's talk about something essential yet often underestimated: fun. Ask yourself, what's more powerful than shared laughter, shared adventure? Doing exciting, spontaneous things together doesn't just create memories, it rewires her brain to associate pleasure and excitement with you. Psychologists call this emotional anchoring. When she feels adrenaline, laughter, or joy in your presence, her subconscious links those feelings directly to your energy. So don't keep things routine or predictable. Invite her into experiences, whether it's trying a new food, taking a late-night drive with music blasting, or exploring something artistic together. These moments of unplanned joy build something money can't buy: emotional chemistry. Let her see that your maturity doesn't limit your sense of fun, it amplifies it. You're the man who brings stability and spontaneity, a rare combination that makes younger women curious and connected. 13. Show her that you're mature, the energy that sets you apart. Gentlemen, pause for a second. Have you ever really asked yourself, what makes you different from the men her age? It's not your years, it's your essence. When you interact with her, show your emotional intelligence. Show your wisdom through calmness, not control. Demonstrate your experience not by bragging, but by understanding. You see, younger men often compete to be heard, but mature men listen, observe, and respond with clarity. That quiet confidence, that ability to stay composed in moments of tension. That's what captivates her. You're not just older, you're seasoned. You've seen the storms, and you've learned to move through them with grace. That's the kind of presence that doesn't just attract her, it grounds her. 14. Be her support system, the foundation of emotional security. Gentlemen, let's be honest. Life can get chaotic. And in that chaos, what every woman craves, regardless of age, is a sense of emotional safety. Have you ever truly thought about how powerful it is to be a woman's support system? Not her fixer, not her rescuer, but her emotional anchor. Experts agree. When a man offers emotional support, it sets him apart instantly. Because it shows empathy, strength, and stability, 3 things younger women rarely find in men their age. Listen to her. Not to solve her problems, but to understand her feelings. When she talks about her stress, don't minimize it, validate it. When she feels overwhelmed, don't rush to give advice. Sometimes just saying, "I get it, that sounds tough," can mean more than 100 solutions. That's how you become the man she can lean on. Not out of dependency, but out of trust. And trust is the foundation of attraction that lasts. When she realizes you can hold space for her emotions without judgment, she'll start to see you not just as an older man, but as a safe haven. That's where chemistry transforms into connection. 15. Put effort into your appearance. Respecting yourself. First. Now, let's talk about something practical. Your appearance. How much does it really matter? More than most men admit. Studies show that taking care of your appearance directly affects how people perceive your confidence, health, and self-respect. You don't need to look 25. You need to look intentional. Dress well for your age. Choose clothes that fit your energy. Clean, tailored, refined. Keep up with hygiene. Smell good. Stay in shape, not to compete with younger men, but to project vitality. When you look like you respect yourself, you silently command respect from others. And that's magnetic. You see, attraction doesn't start when she sees you. It starts when you see yourself as someone worth attracting. You don't need six-pack abs or a designer wardrobe, you just need presence. And presence comes from self-care, posture, and confidence in how you carry yourself. Show her that you're a man who values his body, his image, and his energy, because those things reflect how much you value life. 16. Highlight your best qualities. Subtle confidence speaks louder than words. Here's a question worth asking yourself. How can you highlight your strengths without coming off as boastful? Simple, you show them instead of telling them. If you're kind, let it show in how you treat others. If you're intelligent, let it show in how you listen before you speak. If you're humorous, let it come through in your natural rhythm, not forced jokes. Psychologists have proven that people are drawn to authenticity. So don't try to convince her that you're a good man. Be one. Every small action, opening the door, remembering details, showing patience, becomes evidence of your value. She'll pick up on it subconsciously, without you ever needing to say a word. Because when a woman feels your energy rather than hears your words, that impression lasts. Words can be forgotten. Energy cannot. 17. Don't be ashamed of your age. Own it like power. Now here's a truth most older men forget. Your age isn't a weakness. It's your weapon. Ever wondered what difference your age really makes? Psychologists say that self-assurance, the calm acceptance of who you are, is one of the most powerful traits a man can have. Don't try to hide your years. Don't downplay your experience. Embrace it. Your age means you've lived, learned, and evolved. It means you've seen the world, understood people, and built emotional strength. You've made mistakes, and you've grown from them. That's not something to conceal. It's something to celebrate. Show her that you're comfortable in your skin, that your age hasn't diminished your magnetism. It's sharpened it, because when you love who you are, she feels safe loving you too. Confidence isn't pretending to be young. It's embodying the man you've become. 18. Be confident. The magnetism that needs no words. Confidence. It's the one trait that never goes out of style. It's not about arrogance, it's about certainty. How often have you seen a man walk into a room and, without saying a word, everyone turns to look? That's not luck, that's presence. Experts in behavioral psychology agree. True confidence isn't loud, it's calm, grounded, effortless. So, gentlemen, show her your composure. Be decisive, but relaxed. Take the lead when it feels right, but never force control. Confidence is that quiet voice inside that says, I know who I am. I don't need to prove it. And trust me, when you move through the world with that kind of self-assuredness, younger women feel it. It's not your words, it's your energy. You become the calm in her storm, and that calm is irresistibly magnetic. 19. Don't play games. Real men don't need to. Let's get one thing straight. Playing games might spark curiosity, but honesty, that builds respect. Consider this. Does pretending to be busy or hiding your feelings ever lead to something real? Not really. Relationship experts unanimously agree. Authenticity is the foundation of emotional attraction. So don't manipulate her attention. Be upfront. Be genuine. Show her that as an older man, you're past the phase of emotional games. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. Because when you're transparent, she can finally relax. And that's when she opens up completely. Games create distance. Honesty creates connection. And connection always wins. 20. Hold a powerful stance. Your body speaks before you do. Have you ever noticed how some men command respect without a single word? It's not what they say, it's how they stand. Body language experts explain that your posture projects your internal state. When you stand tall, shoulders back, chin slightly lifted, you silently communicate certainty. Your body says, I'm comfortable, I belong here. And that presence tells her everything she needs to know. So the next time you're near her, don't slouch, don't fidget, don't shrink. Own your space, let your stillness speak. It's in those unspoken moments that attraction builds strongest. 21. Smirk at her. The silent spark of flirtation. Now, this one's subtle, but oh, it's powerful. Do you know what a simple smirk can communicate? It's not a smile. It's a secret. A smirk is playful, controlled. It says, I see you, and I like what I see. Psychologists call it a micro-expression of dominance mixed with charm. It teases curiosity. It keeps her wondering what you're thinking. So next time she's teasing you, or a moment gets flirtatiously tense, let that quiet, confident smirk appear. Don't overdo it. Just let her feel that spark, because sometimes the smallest gestures speak the loudest truths. 22. Take up space. The subconscious signal of dominance. Have you ever noticed how confident people don't shrink themselves to fit in? They expand. Behavioral experts say that taking up space, comfortably, not arrogantly, signals confidence and leadership. When you sit, relax your shoulders, open your body, take a natural stance. Don't apologize for existing. When you're grounded in your own energy, she'll subconsciously feel your dominance, not as control, but as security. Because when a man owns his space, the world adjusts around him. 23. Make her feel special, because that's what she'll remember. Gentlemen, here's the truth. Attraction may start with curiosity, but connection begins when she feels seen. Remember her favorite coffee. Text her about that book she mentioned. Compliment something she thinks no one notices. These small gestures tell her, you're not just another woman, you matter. That feeling, that sense of being valued, it's what every human craves. And when it comes from you, it creates an emotional imprint she won't forget. 24. Build her up. The art of empowering connection. Finally, let's talk about something rare, the power of building her up. Psychologists agree that positive reinforcement strengthens attraction faster than compliments ever could. When you acknowledge her growth, appreciate her humor, or celebrate her wins, you trigger emotional bonding. She feels safe to be herself around you. She shines brighter in your presence. And when she feels seen and supported by you, you become irreplaceable. Because you're not competing for her attention, you're contributing to her happiness. So, gentlemen, you now hold the playbook most men never discover. You've learned how to flirt with younger women, not by pretending to be someone else, but by mastering what already makes you powerful. Your wisdom, your calmness, your self-respect, your presence. These aren't weaknesses of age, they're the currencies of attraction. So go out there and own them. Because when a man understands psychology, respects boundaries, and leads with emotional depth, he doesn't chase women, he attracts them. I'm Amelia, and this is Dark Psychology, where we decode the hidden forces of human attraction, power, and behavior. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because we're just getting started, in the next videos, we'll dive even deeper into the subconscious triggers that make younger women fall for mature men, and why your calm confidence is your most dangerous weapon. Until then, stay mysterious, stay grounded, and always remember, power isn't shown, it's felt.